Let me ask you a question. Have you ever wanted to start something, but for one reason or another, boom, fear stop you right in the face? Yes, today I came to share with you tactics that will help you overcome fear. We've heard that saying, fear is the number one reason most people don't go after their goals and dreams. Fear kills people's dreams. Fear kills people's hopes. So today, I came to share with you ways that will help you overcome fear. So don't let fear stop you from going after your goals and dreams. And straight away, let's go into tactic number 1. I want you to recognize the fear. Most of the times what I've realized is fear is subconscious. When we're going after a big goal and dream and we're hit by fear, we just stop. But how about you recognize, oh, I'm going after X, Y, and Z. What's stopping me? 99% of the time, if you really take a deep breath, if you really sit down and take some quiet time, what you're going to realize is fear is what's stopping you. So the number one step is to recognize the fear. What's the number one step to realizing any problem? It's awareness. If you're not aware of something, you can't change it. So I want you to recognize the fear. That's the number one step. Step number 2 is I want you to understand the story behind the fear. What am I talking about? See, everything that we do, there's a story behind it. And when it comes to fear, one of the things I've realized is there's always a story behind the fear. And let me first share mine, and I'll give you other examples. See, when I wanted to start my motivational talks, I was so scared. But do you know the main thing? It wasn't the content. Yes, I knew what I was going to talk about. But the most important thing was I was scared that people were not going to show up. I was scared that people were going to judge me. I was scared because I wasn't a professional. So this is the story I had in my mind. Excuse me. Of course, there were so many other stories, but the biggest one was, what if no one shows up? I've set up this seminar. I've put flyers out. I've invited people. What if no one shows up? Come. And I said, I'll speak to an empty room. Yes, that's what I said to myself. Even the night before, for those of you that have heard my story, I nearly cancelled my seminar. But I'm so grateful I didn't cancel the seminar. So, the number one reason people don't go after their goals and dreams is because of fear and the story behind the fear. So let me ask you a question. What's the story you've been telling yourself? Some of the stories that people tell themselves are, can you have a guess? I haven't got the qualifications. Maybe I've done this before and failed. Maybe I did something opposite to this, so similar or completely different and failed. So you have that fear subconsciously because you failed before. Maybe someone said you never amount to anything. Maybe someone said you're not good at all. See, there's so many underlying reasons. Maybe you're not confident. Maybe you don't feel comfortable in your own skin. So I want you to really dig down deep and find out the story behind why you can't do whatever you want to do in life by understanding that there's a story behind the fear. There's a story that's stopping you from going after your goals and dreams. Tactic number 3 is I want you to take the smallest possible step towards your goals and dreams. You want to go to the gym and lose 10 kilograms? How do you start? You start day by day. You don't go 2-3 hours every week. You start by 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and you build on that. What's the smallest possible step? Anything you want to do, remember, there's always a small step. You don't know how to do X, Y, and Z? Start by researching. See, there's always something tiny that you can do today, right now. But guess what? It has to be a very small step. Because you know what? If you start something really big, then you're going to get overwhelmed and end up quitting. And I'm here to remind you that if you take small steps towards your goals and dreams, eventually you'll be able to build momentum. Eventually, you'll be able to get to that finish line. But it starts by you taking those tiny, small steps. Tactic number 4 is I want you to start rehearsing success instead of failure. What's natural to us? Whenever we're going to do something we've never done before, the first thing that comes to our mind is all the obstacles, all the fears, all the failures that could mount from us going after X, Y, and Z. Again, like when I was going to do my motivational talks, the only thing I was ruminating about was all the things that could go wrong. What if I forgot my speech? What if no one showed up? What if people didn't like what I was saying? What if people fell asleep in the middle of my speech? See, the only thing I was dwelling on was the failures. But what if you flip that? What if I'd say, you know what? So many people are going to show up. I'm going to give an amazing speech. People are going to be inspired and motivated. I can see people coming up to me and saying, "Come, that was a great speech." So many people are going to show up. And guess what? That's exactly what happened. People showed up. People were excited about my speech. And none of the things I was ruminating about actually happened. You see? So what I want you to do is whenever you're going to do something you've never done before or you feel fearful, start visualizing. Start feeling how it would feel to accomplish X, Y, and Z. Start feeling how it would feel when you actually go to that finish line. Starting feeling how it would feel if you finally accomplish that big goal and dream. Start feeling how you'd feel if you finally face that fear that's been stopping you from going after your goals and dreams. Because you know why? When you visualize something, the subconscious cannot tell the difference between what's right and what's wrong. So I want you to visualize your goal and dream every day. 5 minutes is enough. 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes before you go to bed. Just as you go to bed, think about the successes. Think about how you would feel when you come to the end of that finish line. And I mean, when you accomplish your goals and dreams. Tactic number 5 is I want you to attack the fear. Attack the fear. There's actually a book that Susan Jeffers wrote called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. See, sometimes we may feel the fear, but sometimes you just have to take that step. And you know what? Just attack that fear. You say, I'm feeling the fear, but guess what? I'm going to be courageous. I'm feeling the fear, but guess what? I'm not going to let this fear stop me from going after my goals and dreams, because I realize if I don't go after my goals and dreams, if I let fear stop me from going after my goals and dreams, then my goals and dreams are never ever going to come to fruition. If fear stop me right in the face, then I'm going to stay where I am. Like someone said, if you stop fighting for what you want, what you don't want will automatically take over. Let me say that again. If you stop fighting for what you want, what you don't want will automatically take over. And in this case, your fear will take over you. Your fear will mean you can't go after your goals and dreams. That's what I want you to really pay close attention to, all those fears that come up, and use these steps that will help you be able to overcome the fear. And let's have a recap of all the steps. Step number 1, we said, first, recognize the fear. Where is this fear actually coming from? 2, understand the story behind the fear. What's the story behind me stopping me from going after my goals and dreams or project? And then after finding out what that story is, start by taking the smallest possible action or step. It doesn't have to be something big. We all know small step will lead to giant steps. Tactic number 4 is rehearse success, not failure. How would you feel if you had accomplished your goal? And tactic number 5 is attack the fear. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Be courageous. Just go through that fear. Eventually, it will give way. It will say, this guy is not joking, and it will give way. So if you like this video, do me a favor, comment and subscribe. Help me reach 1,000 subscribers. And like I always tell you, remember, it's on you. Have a great day.